Okay, to perform the power clean, I like to work in a nice 3-step progression, starting from the top and working all the way to the floor. So the first step is you'll step up to the bar, and you want the bar just over top where your shoelaces start in your shoes. And you want your feet underneath of your hips. To grab the bar, you want a double overhand grip just outside of your legs. So you'll pick the bar up. The first step is to pull your shoulders back, creating a nice tight back and having a nice proud chest. The first step is to bend your knees only a few inches without hinging at the hip. When you jump and catch, you want to make sure that your elbows are turned out and pointed towards the ceiling, catching the bar on your shoulders so that it's not resting on your clavicles or supported by your hands and arms. So the first step is to bend your knees just a few inches. Now from here, you'll jump and catch. Making sure that once the bar is reaching a height that you can get underneath of it, that you shoot your elbows through. And that is the first step in performing a power clean. Okay, the second progression of the power clean is to now hinge at the hip. We first started bending our knees just a few inches. Now we're going to start with hinging at the hip. So you come to the bar, with the bar just over top where your shoelaces start, your feet underneath of your hips, and your hands just outside of your legs. The first step is to pull your shoulders back, creating a nice tight back and a nice proud chest. First we'll hinge at the hip, or the knees, only a few inches. Now we're going to hinge at the hip, sliding the bar down to just below our knees. From here, we will now slide the bar back up to our hips, and then you'll jump and catch. Okay, the third progression of the power clean is taking the bar from the floor. We first started with just knee bend, then we went to hip hinge. Now we're going to bend our knees once again, shifting the weight from our heels to the balls of our feet. You'll come up to the bar, with the bar just over top where our shoelaces meet, or start. Then we also want to make sure that our feet are just underneath of our hips. We'll bend down with our hands just outside of our legs, and we'll pick it up. The first step is to pull our shoulders back, creating a nice proud chest and a tight back. Next, we'll bend at the knee just a few inches. Now we will hinge at the hip, sliding the bar just to below our knees. We want to make sure that we keep a nice proud chest and it is over top of the bar. Now we will bend at the knee again, shifting the weight from the heels of our feet to the balls of our feet. From here, the first movement that we want to make is pushing our knees back and pulling the bar into our body, keeping a nice proud chest throughout the whole movement. From here, we will bring the bar up to our hips, and from here we'll jump and catch. The main thing to remember is that we want to get extension of our ankles, our knees, and our hips, keeping our elbows turned out, facing the ceiling, and once the bar has reached adequate height to drop underneath of it, we want to shoot our elbows through, catching the bar on our shoulders, not resting it on our clavicles or supporting it with our hands and arms. To perform one rep of the power clean, step up to the bar with the bar just over top of where your shoelaces start. Bend down with your hands just outside of your legs and pick the bar up. First, you want to bend at the knees without hinging at the hips. Next, you want to slide the bar down to your knees, hinging at the hip. Next, you want to bend at the knee, shifting the weight from the heels to the balls of your feet. Next, you can perform one rep of the power clean.